You might want to come closer. We were just talking because I had no idea that this mare had done a rotational fall 4 years ago, 5 years ago now, actually. Um, I had understood that she'd hit the side reins and gone up and over backwards. I didn't realize she'd had a rotational fall. I saw a young thoroughbred filly break her neck and couldn't get up, had to be euthanized right there uh, from a side rein situation. Never had a bit in her mouth before, never had side reins on, got turned loose and chased and went up and flipped, and that's it. So people ask me, how do I use my energy to work with the horses, and people too. So I'm I'm an applied kinesiologist and I'm a lay chiropractor along with everything else. And so I use muscle testing to be able to communicate with the animals. So if you come closer, April, I'm just going to go in on the left side here. I have my right hand here. This is the best place that I know of. Don't do it go sideways. It doesn't work. This is the best place to access information from the horse. So here's my muscle testing, okay? There's my strong, there's my weak, or on and off. And yes, I'm shaky because I'm shaky, but I'm also shivering. And April's running around in almost summer clothes. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to tap my thymus, say, do I have my permission? Yes. No, there's a yes, and I got a yes. Big girl, do I have your permission? Yes. And she already knows we're talking about that incident. If for no other reason than because it's in our minds, and they can read our minds. So I'm saying, did you almost break your neck that day? No. Did you almost break your back? She's a little hesitant. Is your back still sore because of that? Yes. There you go. And April and I talked about this last summer, but the mare didn't have the confidence to share something that personal with me. So, and I recognize that. So I'm saying it. Now, here's the next thing. So I have a menu. And this menu came from my very wonderful naturopath. So here's the menu, okay? It's muscle, fascia, tendon, ligament, bone. So I'm going to just go over here and test her. Okay, so we're ready for that. Okay, so are we talking muscle, fascia, tendon, ligament, bone? Okay, so it's bone. And are we talking on your cervical? We're talking on your cervical vertebrae. So are we talking C1, occipital, C1, C1, C2? Okay, okay. And is there something that I can do about that? Yes. Okay, so April, do you want to, Luna, do you want to get off for a minute? So, whenever you have, and C1, 2 is kind of a difficult, it's not like working with the rest of the vertebrae. You've got this arc of the angel thing. So now what I need to do is discover which way. It could be side, either way. It could be rotated, or it could be, one of them could be pushed up or down, or it could be the other way, pushed up, and I have to determine that. Okay, so and I'm asking her, can you talk to me about that? Yes. Okay, so, okay, sorry. So there's your joint there. So do we have over there, over here? No. But is it pushed that way? Is it pushed this way? No. So we got a tip up here. So that's tipped up, and it's tipped up because when she went over, it was so tight here that it actually popped it up that way. So now I have to figure out my 5-foot nothing. I have to figure out how I'm going to fix that. Luna, can you come here, please? Your side or that side? I need you to put your hand, Now you can let go. So, can you talk to me? There's my yes. So, did that help some? Okay, so now I'm going to ask on a 1 to 10 scale, before we figured all this stuff out, were we at between a 1 and a 5? We were over 5, so we were at a 6, high 6, not 7. If it's any more than that, she would have been completely dysfunctional. Okay, so now, can you tell me where it is now? And I'm almost in tears right now. It's not my tears, it's hers. And that's one of the things about being an empath, is you feel. So, are we at a 1? We're at a 3 now. We're at a 3 now. So, now we know why this bidding thing that we've been doing is so important to her, because that really helps her mobility in there. You go ahead and get back on, Nina. Okay? So while you're doing that, I'm going to just stand in front of the camera here and slap my jaw. I'll let you go. So this whole thing about the health and welfare of our horses, like, I asked this horse a few times over the period of time that I've known her if there was something that I could do about this injury. And it was always no. I'm not there. And she tried very hard to convince me that there was no injury. So that's fine. But then, because I watched the horse, and I know that there's imbalances in this horse that I can't say that I understand. I can see them, and I've known for a long time that her left hip, the musculature and the position of her pelvic girdle was different from the left to the right. I've known that. Last summer, when we were working her, we were using ice bandages on her front and hind legs and ice bandages on her hocks. And we did that because of the strain that was showing up physically, but she still wasn't prepared. But over the course of her 3-month holiday, which was quite hard on her physical structure, but was good for her mind, she was able to process things in a cognitive manner. And now that there's that picture of me standing with her head down, almost her nose on the ground and my arm over. Now for a horse to do that and to do it willingly, you don't see that very often, except with us crazy old bats that do all this natural horsemanship. And Bill DeBar would kick me in the ass if he heard me. He calls it basic horsemanship. But there's not a lot of horses have that kind of relationship with human beings. So she needed to be able to trust the collective us, April and Luna and myself, to get to that point. It's like when you're a woman and you have something going on in your girly bit, and you finally make the decision that you need to go to a doctor, and your doctor happens to be a man, and you gotta stand there with your knees spread, and you need to have a certain level of confidence and trust and faith in that individual, that they don't sit in judgment of you, and that's a very hard thing to do. And we don't realize that horses have that same level of vulnerability. We just don't realize that. And so normally, I mean, April knows I do this stuff, Luna knows I do this stuff, but I don't talk about it much because I don't like being called a witch. Really, I don't. It doesn't feel good. So enough of that. Now you've seen me do a chiropractic adjustment and we're good. Thank you.